Oppa Gundam style.
Yeah.
That's probably what they say in Dutch, Flemish.
Well, you have to wait till G Gundam till we see what the Dutch are up to.
Okay. That's great. Oppa Gundam style. Gundam style.
Yeah, welcome to Well Cool Robot. Zeta Gundam's here now. It took us halfway through the show, but now the show can truly start for real.
Yeah.
Is it a guy? Is it a plane? I can't figure it out. Sometimes there's a guy, sometimes there's a plane, and I'm like, that's a plane now. Where did the guy go? And then the guy comes back, and I'm like, but where did the plane go? What's going on in this show? I'm so confused. Everything happened so much.
Por que no los dos?
Well, you see, transforming mecha are here now, and that's just what everything is, I guess.
Yeah, Tomino looked at Starscream Transformers and said, I can do better.
And he did, I guess.
He did. Actually, when did Transformers happen?
Oh,
I know they're not, like, the first transforming mecha, because there was a thing in, like, there were a thing in Japan before they were Transformers, because Transformers is an amalgamation of two things sort of together.
Yeah, transforming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it began in the 1980s. That doesn't help me at all. Which I don't want to see the films. Other media.
Yeah, Michael Bay came up with Transformers. Didn't you know that?
Michael Bay created Transformers in 2007. This is the most useless Wikipedia page ever. You want to talk about Gundam?
After initially separate and completing franchise started in 1983, Tonka's GoBots became the oh wait, no, that's okay. Yeah, who knows? Let's talk about Gundam.
No one knows. Transformers started in 1985 when we first saw the Ashamar Transformers.
It's 1984 is when Generation 1 of Transformers started.
Okay. So I was
the
right.
The more you know. Episode 22, The Eyes of Scirocco.
The Eyes of Dracula.
In the eyes of Scirocco. Can you imagine just really sad?
Outer space.
You just have a bunch of like badly abused teenage pilots. One of them's missing an eye. Just really sad commercial that plays in Gundam every year around Christmas.
These kids have no home. They sleep in their robots. I always hate those commercials.
Hey, what if two robots spooned?
It's okay. You know how people talk about like getting intimate with another person in terms of bases? Doing it with the robots is fifth base. Is that Blazeball?
I think that's Transformers.
We almost had the fifth place in Blazeball, but instead we have wild cards now. So there's going to be even if you don't make it into the playoffs, you have there's going to be a wild card tournament on Friday.
Oh, like the thing we did in this year's Cup of Greed, where we just didn't quite have enough duelists, so we kind of took one from the people who didn't make it into the qualifiers.
Dealer's choice.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice.
I don't know like what's going on with Blazeball in general. I'm pretty sure you freaks are going to start the first Impact.
Well, so here's the thing. Claws Up, Crabs won their second internet Blazeball series. So it's kind of at this point, it's basically a race between us, the Pies, and the Tigers to win a third internet series Blazeball tournament and ascend.
Which will do first Impact.
Yeah. Well, the important thing is if the Crabs win, we are going to ascend into heaven and we are going to attack and dethrone the gods of sports. So
cool. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I can't follow you where you go. I'll stay on Earth. My soul will still be bound by gravity, but I will be able. I'll be sure to hang out with the Crabs when all of you, I guess, turn into them.
You're in that Delmarva region. Come into the mud with me.
That's true. I do live like about a half-hour drive from the Chesapeake Bay, so,
Listen, I'm a firefighter for life, but I respect the Crabs, and just claws up.
Yeah.
You know who I also respect?
Jared?
Jared Mesa. the biggest loser in space.
Jared does walk up to Sirocco and say, like, I am ready to be owned.
He's a totally different character now that Dracula has, I guess, turned him into a vampire now. It's great. Yeah. I love the new Jared.
Yeah, you become a vampire and you say, hello, Mr. Dracula, sir, please own me, please own me. I'm owned now.
He's so demure now, It's great. It's like, what happened to you? I think he just got put on medication.
Well, it's he has a daddy now to teach him how to be a big boy, and Soraka is just telling him like not to feel bad. He did really well. He only lost because the Zeta showed up. And he needs to have the resolve to believe in his own good luck. And then proceeds to take him away to go introduce him to his new pilots.
Yeah, as it turns out, he never needed a mommy GF. He needed a daddy BF. And this is what's good for him.
Shirako, like, Jared comes up and he's like, hi, Space Dracula, I'm really sorry, I did really bad it there. And Shiraku's like, honey, it's fine. Sometimes things happen, you just kind of need to sit there and believe in yourself. Like, he says some really nice and supportive things, but because it's Space Dracula saying it, it's just creepy.
Yeah. These are like the disciplinary episodes, I think.
Yeah. I mean, like, Sorako just kind of like walks up to him and is like, Ma, I want to gas you up.
I think that's about it. I did notice. Did Jared have a green necktie before, or is that new?
A green necktie?
I did not notice Jared's neck situation, to be honest.
He's got this like a little green sort of scarf.
That's cool. Good for him.
I don't know. It could have been there the whole time, and I'm just not very perceptive, which is ironic since I'm staring at costumes.
I think it's genuinely just like the color of it sort of changes because it's blue in most scenes, but then sometimes I think they just forget what color it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because I am looking at a panel P of Jared's, and I think this little neck scarf is different in every single. I don't think it's the same color twice.
Yeah.
Zeta Gundam, show me the Jareds.
Zeta Gundam, show me yourself. Zeta Gundam's big.
Here she is.
It's like a lot bigger than the Mark II is. By like several meters.
It's got like a foot on it. I mean, like, relatively speaking, if these were human people, they would have like a foot on Mark II.
Yeah. Certainly no Psycho Gundam.
I mean, yeah, but it's nearly 20 meters tall.
A mere 20 meters. It's compared to our large land Psycho Gundam.
Okay, so it's only 1.35 meters taller than Gundam, but that's still like a human's height.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Look, it's significant. Zeta Gundam's really cool. It has like bell bottoms. it has like a double V fin. Well, it's like a V fin and a half.
It's got the Zeta Gundam jeans and the wings with the plane.
I like it.
Well, here's a really important thing. Appley is like, hey, you need to be really thankful for this. They basically built this Gundam for you, Camille. Which means this is, in fact, Camille's My Super Sweet New Type, now appearing on MTV.
I wonder... I'm going to say this, like, a little hesitant, that I'm going to, like, send Sarah down a dark path. But do you think there's something to be said about how Amuro sort of reclaimed Gundam and took it for himself, but Camille was able to make his own clothes this time? Just put that in the back of your brain for a little while and see what happens.
I'm thinking about it. I'm fucking thinking about it.
Hey, Haru's here now.
Yeah,
Haru's the boy's back. Thank God. Took long enough.
Yeah, and Fa's pissed off because Camille says hi to Haru before he says hi to her.
It's like...
She's right, it's rude.
I don't know. I would say hi to Haru.
I mean, listen, he's valid. Like, you see that little green ball, you gotta hold it.
He's already seen Fa. He hasn't seen Haru in a grip. In a Gryps.
That is true. Hey, remember Gryps?
I try not to.
Sometimes I remember Gryps and I start sweating.
I'm sure nothing will happen.
Gryps will be fine. We'll never see it again.
You know how, like, every couple of episodes they just mention that Gryps is doing something, or Gryps is moving, or Gryps is constructing something, and it's like, I'm sure that'll be nothing.
You know what I think it's going to be like? I think it's kind of going to be like the Hong Kong porn plotline. Where it just
shows up for like a 5 seconds every episode. It's like, oh yeah, it's Gryps.
Yeah. We'll just get like a reminder about the Hong Kong porn tape.
Yeah.
Just every episode. It'll be like, oh, here's where Gryps is. And it won't develop into anything, I'm sure.
It's just there for eagle-eyed fans.
Yeah. It's a little Easter egg.
The Gryps heads out here.
The Gryps heads out here. We're all waiting for episode 25. The normally titled episode.
It's normal. Camille also says some normal things here. He's just like, these episodes are the disciplinary episodes, but more so these episodes are like the dunking on Fa episodes.
These are the hey, it's Fa's turn to go through a new pilot character development arc.
But what if it was worse?
Yeah. I think it's like, oh man, and I'm sure we'll get more into this as this repeatedly happens over and over again. But like when you get down to like the brass tacks of it, like Fa's arc right now is exactly the same as Camille's arc. She's saying like basically all the same things that he was, that like, you know, she is piloting because she wants to help. She doesn't want it to be like just on Camille. And like she's, you know, having trouble adjusting to it. She's trying to succeed but getting overwhelmed because she's going into a fucking war. But like and everyone's basically treating her exactly the same way they treated Camille early on. But the fact that, like, Fa is so obviously, like, not the perspective character of the show, the context of it just feels like the show's being so purposely nasty to her, as opposed to, like, with Camille, where, like, the way that it's being framed is you're supposed to sympathize with him. And it just fucking sucks.
I mean, what I was gonna say to that was basically the exact same thing that you said. It's the fact that her arc is the same as what Camille's is, but the difference is that this time she's a girl and she like sometimes screams high pitched and sometimes cries, and that's kind of the only difference.
Yeah.
In like what's happening.
And not only that, but like now that Camille is the experienced pilot, he's basically adding on to the sort of like piling on to Fa, and not once is he like sympathizing with her, saying like, I've been there, this happened to me like literally about a month ago. No, he's just like immediately like on the side of everyone else and saying like, yeah, Fa, that was stupid, you shouldn't have done that.
And like doubly so because like Camille's internal monologue is just constantly, girls shouldn't be in war. They just shouldn't. Yeah. And it just like
not great.
Yeah. Which is like fucking stupid because like you've got Emma, who's a super accomplished pilot. You've got Reccoca, who's a fucking, you know, like top tier spy. Like there are plenty of existing women in this show that are good pilots, and like as far as like Fa's like performance over the next couple episodes, yeah, she gets her shit owned a little bit, but like she pilots way better than Katz does.
That's true.
Yeah, and like we could talk about the scene at the end of like episode 2, but like the support, the like, oh hey, you're a new pilot, I've been through this, that she doesn't get from Camille, she kind of does get from the other two girls, which is good to see.
That's true, yeah.
I'm very sympathetic towards Fa in these episodes, kind of mainly because I want to be, and like my sympathy and empathy for Fa may be kind of going against the tide of the show. But I do like to see her.
Oh man, like I know I've been like really vocal about the Justice for Fa stuff, and like on the whole, I think she does get like good play. Like, you know, she has an arc, she's going somewhere, and she does get the fucking rawest line in this episode where like, you know, Camille's trying to be like, oh, I just hoped you could live in a world like separated from war. Yes. And like Fa's just straight up like, your opinions are out of touch with the times, like everybody's got to do something, I'm here to fight. And like, you know, Camille's like, what if we all die? And Fa just responds with, that's something the victors can figure out, which is goddamn, like Fa's here for it. I
like it. Face the harsh reality, Camille.
It's good, like the conversation they have, like Fa, they both want the conflict to end, obviously. Camille just kind of wants it to end. Fa is like, no, I'm gonna end it by helping us win.
Yeah.
Which like may not necessarily be like the quote-unquote correct opinion, but at least she kind of knows what she wants, whereas Camille, I have no idea what Camille wants, ever.
You also get the feeling that, like, Fa has a better grip on the idea that, yes, people are out there dying. Whereas, like, I mean, when they attacked Jaburo, like, Camille was flying into combat against people and then chastising them for, like, fighting back because it would get them killed. Like, it seems like Fa has a much better understanding about what combat is.
Yeah, well, Camille does say later, actually this may be in the next episode, that like he constantly thinks about all the mobile suit pilots that have died at his hands.
Yeah. Yes, later on.
We'll get there. But like, you know, he's gotten more, but Fa's already there, like.
Lucille of Bluth voice, good for her.
Yeah. The other thing I do want to kind of briefly mention, because I think it is worth mentioning, is that like, why isn't Fa allowed to wear pants? She's just not wearing pants.
Yeah. Pants are the sleeves. Pants are the sleeves of the legs.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, I would be okay with seeing Fa's ass if we also got to see like Quattro's ass.
Yeah,
equal opportunity booty cheeks.
Imagine if Torres was walking around in just like high waisted booty shorts. I'd be here for it.
God,
just double cheeked up all over the Argama.
The Listen, that's the vibe that the Argama has already. Like, he should be contributing to the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the Argama, like, already looks kind of like a 70s basketball team. They just need to lean into it more.
Okay, at the end of my notes, I have this, like, diagram of just, like, all the relationships on the Argama of who has a crush on who, and it's, like, complete spaghetti. It's so good.
It's like it's like Pride and Prejudice up in here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll post it later.
After this scene, we cut over to the grand disappointment because Hankin didn't die in space. He's still here, I guess. Really sad about that one.
He's still out here. He's talking to Reccoa. They're transferring a new mobile suit, the Mephis, and the Defensor, which is an upgrade for the Gundam Mark II, over to the Argama.
It's like it's whatever. Hankin gives Reccoa like this little gift box for Emma.
He gives her a present that he shot down in Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
He took a slingshot out, popped the balloon. Yeah.
Like, it's literally this pastel pink little box, like, wrapped with, like, red ribbon, and it's just, like, he's so, like, 12-year-old embarrassed about it, and Recco was like, okay, whatever.
Could you give this to
baby,
Lieutenant
grow
Emma,
up.
please?
Ugh.
Also, is this ship called the Radish?
Yes.
This ship's called the Radish.
It is called the Radish.
It's cool.
Harrow is going off on one here because the teens are fighting.
Yeah.
The God. So this is like this whole thing is it's just peak team drama here because like Haru's going off, Bright's trying to break up the fight, Emma is like rolls up into it and then she's just like, kids will be kids, don't worry about it. I love how that's always her excuse for everything. Just like let them like do their recreational time.
Yeah. I mean, well, they were literally last episode ended with them just making out in a hallway. So like, it's teen time.
Yeah.
She's like, they like it actually. That's just what teens do. And I mean, I'm not going to argue with her because I don't know if this could be correct for all I know.
Yeah.
But Bright like tells them to stop arguing or they're grounded.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, Fa like runs off. Camille sort of runs after her, puts a hand on her shoulder, and as soon as he does this, he gets like a literal war flashback. Or actually, he gets a 4 flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fa notes that like you might be here in space again, but like I can tell your heart's back on Earth. Everyone can tell that he's like sad about his GF getting killed.
That's the problem with being a psychic soldier is you have to learn how to like not like just broadcast every thought that you have, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. I just liked this as his abrupt realization that, oh, I really like Fa, but I'm still not over 4 and I have complicated feelings. I'm like, yeah, honey, you have those complicated feelings.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Work through them, maybe. And then the scene that cuts after this is...
The scene!
Some would say the pinnacle of the entire 41 years of the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise.
It really is. The greatest scene. This scene should be taught in cinema classes.
Yeah.
Funny Bright eat a sandwich.
Funny Bright have a burger.
Noah Burger.
No, Bright Noah, or Burger Noah, whatever.
Yeah.
Burger
You
Noah.
know. He's eating at Quattro, guys.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's a burger from a vending machine, so you know it sucks shit.
You know it is the nastiest, like, possible food item you could eat on the entire Argama, and he is just loving it.
One time, I had a pizza from a vending machine, and it was the worst food I've ever eaten.
Heinous.
Literally.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is it just a pre-assembled Lunchables they put under a hot lamp and then just shoot out of a vending machine? Is that what happens?
I'm pretty sure because they do the same at 7-Eleven. They're wrapped in the foil. I'm pretty sure it's just that. So it's like all like steamed up and soggy and just.
See, I'm going for my pizza experience where the vending machine kind of, sort of assembles it for you and cooks it, and it's just really bad. So I like to think that you kind of go to the vending machine and go, boop, 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 boop. You say, like, bread, meat, lettuce, slop,
Tea
pickle,
Earl Grey hot.
bread. And then it kind of just, like, there's a cool thing on the inside that, like, sorts all the ingredients out. And it's space. I want to see that kind of technology, you know?
Wow, cool vending machine.
Wow, cool burger.
Wow, cool burger. Love the burger.
Also, meanwhile, he's eating the burger. Bright and Emma are like talking about their respective roles as ship mum and ship dad, and the fact that they have to kind of raise these teens and deal with them. It's nice, but the burger.
Yeah.
It's nice. Emma does have a pretty wild line about how she doesn't want to like be the one doting on Camille all the time because she doesn't want to like exacerbate any mother complex he has.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like, I don't want...
Emma?
I think the explicit thing she says is, I don't want to promote any kind of mother complex with Camille. I cannot be a substitute mother for him. Also, he's just, like, naturally attracted to me. I can't help that I'm hot.
Can't help being a Gemini.
Yeah.
Can't help being an Emini.
Nah.
Sorry. Also, the burger scene here, because we have the burger emoji in our Discord, this whole time until I saw this scene, I thought that burger emoji was from 0079,
Me
and
too.
I just had
it's because
missed it.
Bright doesn't age. Bright's like a Keanu, where he looks exactly the same in every single show he's in.
He also does eat a burger in 0079.
I mean,
in the salt episodes.
Oh yeah.
He gets a
so
chicken.
this means that he's going to be there in Double Zeta and he's going to eat a burger.
No, he gets a chicken in Double Zeta.
Okay, yeah,
Right, get a chicken.
They go to McDaniel again, and he gets a McChicken.
No, just like a whole last live chicken is just like in his lap.
Oh.
It's great.
Oh, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the scene sort of ends where like Emma tells Bright he has to do it because he's the dad, and you know he's been getting home from work too late. He just doesn't cook or clean. He has to take care of the kids somehow. And then we cut over to our beautiful baby boy Jared, who's actually having responsibility for once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared has been assigned some children.
Yeah.
Jared is Byleth right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jared has been assigned 2 pilots. We've got Annette Fire Emblem Zeta Gundam.
Whose name is Sarah.
Whose name is Sarah. And then we have Mix will not be appearing for very much longer.
Yeah, Siddelay.
I did not catch their name.
Siddelay.
I never learn her name because let me tell you, she's here for an episode and a half, and you can tell because she has the most boring character design in the world.
Yeah,
you look at her and the personality traits. I roll out a comically long scroll and it says brown hair, and that's it.
Yeah, it says brown hair, gender ambiguous, and I nod, and then I say, but the other one's called Sarah.
Yeah.
And the other one is like an outspoken sort of like talks back to the authorities, so you know that they're important. The other one's just like, yeah I trust Jared, which is like first and last mistake, trusting Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like Sarah has principles where she's like, I would not like to kill anybody in battle. I know that war is necessary, but I would...
Yeah. Sarah has like big...
Okay.
Sarah has big like 0079 Amuro energy.
You know, I like her vibes. It's weird.
I resent that.
Well, Sarah, you're literally Amuro. You can't like speak on this anymore. You've already sealed your fate because you became Amuro when you made Gundam.
I did become Amuro when I made Amuro. And I didn't become Amuro when I cut my hair and just.
It's okay. You just have to make Hyakushiki, and then you'll be truly free from its gravity. And yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's like she's like, I will never kill someone if I don't have to. War is necessary evil. It's a stepping stone to a better world. She's just like saying a lot of just like she's read some theory, I guess.
Yeah, she read the fucking Futurist Manifesto or whatever.
Mm-hmm. By Karl Marx too.
It's the whatever one that they say, like, war is the cleansing force for mankind. It's really weird. It's kind of fascist, I think. I've not actually read it.
Oh yeah, I think I read that one. It was written by Giran Zabi.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like, you know, Jared is not getting along with his kids. He's like really mad at like having to take care of these kids and just like doesn't like them. They don't get along. Then the other note I have for this scene is that like, and for all of Jared's scenes as well, is that Moa or whatever she's called in the dub is like the point of view character for Jared's arc. Like all his scenes are framed from Moa's perspective, and her like thought narration is describing what Jared is doing.
It's interesting, right? Because she's like, you can tell she really cares about Jared, And, you know, I'm like, there's like almost certainly some romantic interest there, at least from her to him. I don't know if it's the other way around. But like the whole time it's like she's just trying to help him. Not in like the I can fix you kind of way, but like genuinely she's like trying to look out for him, everything. And he is like at this point so hopped up on Sirocco giving him one iota of responsibility that he just does not care at all for a single word she has to say.
Yeah, it's actually her thing with Jared. The way it's framed is very similar to how Beltachika and Amuro were framed.
Is it?
Well, just the way that like whenever Amuro had that breakdown, it was from Beltachika's point of view.
Oh, okay.
And,
I was gonna say I like Moa actually.
Yeah. I'm not like they're not comparable at all, but just the way that the story is framing them and framing their relationship, and like they care for another character, and we see Jared from Moa's perspective, the way we see Amuro from Beltachika's perspective, and this is good though. I like this.
Yeah. This is good.
It is a really interesting choice of like because I feel like the easy thing, like if you're going to give one person the Titans the kind of inner monologue that like Camille has or Beltachika had or anything like that, like you think the automatic is like, all right, cool, we'll give it to Sirocco or we'll give it to Jared, and the fact that they give it to Moar like helps like make this whole branch of the plot like just feel like a little bit more lived in and complex, that it's just, you know, because like Moar doesn't really matter to like what's going on, and it's that makes it better that like she's the one we're getting like opinions on about what's going on. Like she's kind of like her touchstone, which is like a nice refreshing thing that makes like this whole Titans arc like not annoying to watch.
Exactly. Yeah, no, she's like a really effective sort of lens for the audience.
God,
and also
lived in and complex really does describe this whole show.
Oh man.
They get sent out to attack the Argama. Jared's in his Gavthly. The kids are in the Marasais. And then you once again, brown hair over here is like, actually our target's not the Argama, it's AUG itself. So come on. Say one cool thing before you beef it.
Jared
please.
is like, no, actually, I have an obsession with the Mark II Gundam and the Argama. We have to attack them.
Jared really feels like he's the assistant manager of a Burger King right now. Like,
drunk on like the tiniest amount of power.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So yeah, the sort of the fight that happens here is Reccoa and another guy whose name I don't know. They're like on their way over to the Argama.
I don't know him.
Jared's team like spot them and engage them, and sort of fight happens.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like Camille like feels it before it's gonna happen. He's getting better at new type, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Camille gets the at here Discord notification.
Yeah, he's always online. That's what new typeism is.
You're not.
He
wrong.
hears the call. He hears like the call join noise, that button, before like their audio starts going through. So he's like, better get ready.
Yeah, and it's just like whenever we cut to the Argama and everyone's like, there's an attack, we got it. Like he's already dressed, he's already ready to go. He's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, like Emma's like explicitly like, oh wow, you got here fast when she comes in and like Camille's already suited up. Like
he's like, yeah, Emma, turn your notifications on. God,
I know you're not offline. I can see that you're playing The Sims 4, Emma.
Very important.
Very important. Sarah and other pilot hold hands because they're gay.
Yes,
love to see it.
I'm glad. Part of me is like, I see this happen. I know that Sidley is going to beef it, and I'm like, okay, this is either. Well, no. I mean, like going on from that, what I mean to say is like, I wonder if that will lead to Sarah being like resentful of Jared in the future, or just like Titans in general for like, you know, having her GF get killed.
Yeah.
But also
especially with the stuff she said about killing being bad, etc.
Yeah. And then also part of me is just like, I'm worried it's just going to be, look at that, isn't that cool? Anyway.
Yeah. Also, like, I guess, you know, they are both new types, and it is kind of refreshing to see that, like, I don't know if they're cyber new types or anything. I don't think they are, but it's cool. It's cool to see, like, the two of them, like, paired up and, like, looking out for each other, as opposed to, like, Four and Rosemi, who, like, seem to have very solitary existences as pilots.
Yeah, I think they were, like, classmates in new type school, not cyber new type school regular.
Yeah. And like the way their quote unquote relationship with Jared, like command relationship with Jared, is like Jared gives an order and they kind of like side eye each other and like sort of almost new type DM each other and be like, are we gonna do what he says? Okay, let's do what he says, and then do what he says.
Yeah. In between this battle, we get our first sort of like Full Metal Alchemist, but it's Zeta Gundam now instead of Mark II.
Yeah.
There's a new interstitial. I love to see it.
Yeah.
I also
There's
noticed
only one interstitial. It came out like a couple years ago, I think.
No, they're doing a new season.
well, no, there's a second edition coming out.
Yeah.
Is there? Okay, cool. I'm glad.
Yeah. I was gonna say, oh yeah, in the interstitial Zeta Gundam, it kind of like Zeta Gundam's face is really weird. It kind of looks like the Witch King of Angmar.
Yeah, it does.
Oh shit!
But a mobile suit.
So the most striking thing about Zeta Gundam that's different is that it doesn't have the little mouth vents.
Yeah. It's got a clean like faceplate, and it like makes the face of Gundam look a lot longer, which is kind of cool.
Hey, Zeta Gundam, why the long face?
Zeta Gundam says war is bad.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I keep harping on this, but genuinely, every single time I see Zeta Gundam, I think it looks a little bit cooler to me. It's just like, it's a cool evolution of main Gundam, you know, because it has the whole tricolor thing, but then it is like, definitely looks a lot more like military realistic. I dig it.
Yeah.
It's
It's got a little more black to it because, you know, we know Camille's a little goth. He likes to listen to The Cure sometimes. He throws the Linkin Park on. And he just needs something that more reflects his, like, he bought some new wings at Hot Topic that were black and red, you know. He's got his gamer shield.
He's got his gunners on. Yeah, the fight is still happening. Like, it's cool to see Zeta in action because it's just like it has like an extendable gun. It like we see the V fins pop out in like a really cool, like well animated way. It's just like kicking ass. It's great.
I did note that like for the first, like, this happens in every episode, but like Fa is just trying to get a robot. There's no robot for her, so because this is Zeta Gundam, she just like steals one.
Yeah.
Can they put a bike lock on these things or something?
Yeah. It's chaos. Like, you see a robot, you get in it, you just take it. And I think Bright is just like, okay, I guess you could just do that.
Yeah, he tells
Brightest...
Appley to like keep an eye out for her or whatever.
Yeah.
His line, he's like, do I really need to keep worrying about new types now? He's just like so He's so exasperated.
In the dub, his line is, oh, is Fa a new type? Is that why she got sent over? She's just a new type, I guess?
Oh, okay, that's good. See, I mean, I feel like for the sub, it's more read along the lines of like, this is just like White Base all over again, damn it.
Yeah. But then we cut to Scirocco, and he's just like watching, and he's not doing shit.
Yeah.
He's
looking
this right
directly
now.
at it with his eyes.
He paid for the seat, and he'll only need the edge.
God.
Fa runs out of bullets immediately, just like Camille, and then gets her leg shot off, just like Camille. 10 episodes ago. It's totally fine. It's the same thing.
It's happening again.
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
I think and we were talking about this in Discord earlier, how Zeta gets kind of confusing at this point, and it's like I feel like there's many more cuts than there usually would be in a similar series, where like you're getting so many perspectives at once because it's jumping back between like Jared and his kids and Fa and Camille and Argama and Sirocco, and it's just like
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Everything happens so much.
Everything happens so much. We see Moar, who wants to go out and fight, and Sirocco, going off of what you said, Colin, where Sirocco's just like, he don't care. He's just chilling.
Yeah.
Sirocco says that, like, since he's fighting without being ordered to, he must be confident that he can do it alone. Like, you wouldn't want to, like, damage that at all. Like, you gotta, like, sit back and watch him do this. It's like, Sirocco's clearly a scumbag, but, like, he's on the opposite end of the scumbag spectrum from Beltorchika, where I love Sirocco, and I will forgive him and give him a kiss on the forehead every time he does something mean and rude.
Yeah.
His vibes suck, and I like him.
Like, the thing that I noticed about this fight that was, like, so maybe different to other ones is just the music is really, like, symphonic this time.
Okay, I think this is, like, Camel Case, the theme of Zeta Gundam. Like, the robot, not the show. Because I noticed this, too.
Okay, yeah. Because
I think it's like new robot, new music,
Yeah, new robot, new music.
Yeah.
Wow, cool music.
Let's see.
Zeta Gundam get full orchestra. Thank you, Zeta.
It's good.
but and then the climax.
We don't get clowns
I don't
until
like it either.
Wing.
Hmm?
There's clowns later on. Don't worry about
there's
it.
clowns in G Gundam.
You're right.
Best episode of G Gundam is the clown episode.
I just remember that like Heavy Arms is a clown at some point.
Yeah. Tro is a clown. He goes to circus.
I think all those kids are clowns, but anyway.
Okay. Anyway, what's her face dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, I didn't see this coming at all.
Oops, she gets too owned.
She gets notably shot just in the back by Camille.
Yeah.
Who just boop, there she goes. She dead.
Yeah, we like no two like questions about it. We see her cockpit like explode. She gets the cool like internal flash thing. She gone. She dead.
Yeah.
F.
Something cooler than that though is this whole scene is really visually striking because Jared and the kids are like firing off flares as they're doing this.
Yeah.
So the whole sort of battle is there's a shadow to it that you never get in space normally. It's like a really cool visual thing that like it was just a nice little treat for me.
Yeah.
And it shows how much I care about Sidale's death that I immediately just like ignore that and just say, hey, it was pretty.
Yeah.
You know?
Matt could have little fireworks as a treat.
Yeah, as a treat.
Yeah, because like they're doing a lot of cool things. Like Jared's using like the flares to signal back to like their home ship, but also like explicitly using them like and getting Sarah and other pilot to like kind of like maneuver in a way where like the Argama's gonna think that it's just him and one Masai and not two. Like it's some cool shit. Yeah.
Jared does like strategy. He does it.
He's getting
better. It doesn't work, but he does it.
He just needs like bad vibe, positive reinforcement, and all of a sudden his brain worked good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's Scirocco here for if not bad vibe, positive reinforcement?
Here's the thing. Sarah opens her new type brain and feels all of these big badasses coming to kill her with their mobile suits. And feels overwhelmed.
I'm getting out of here.
Runs away.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good survival instinct, Sarah. Don't stay and fight like an idiot and get killed in battle. Like live to see another day.
Thanks. I know.
Yeah. I was talking to you.
Yeah.
And Sarah the character's good too.
Yeah. But then from disengages, Jared like kind of traipses back to Scirocco and is like, Dad, I'm sorry, I fucked up. And Scirocco's like, don't worry, honey, it's fine. You gathered some great data for us. You did, if you think of this as a data gathering mission, you did a great job, honey.
Yeah. Scirocco's like, why do you think I let you get owned?
Yeah. You liked it, didn't you?
It was my plan to have you get owned the whole time, and it always will be. Hi, darling.
He takes this so well, too. It's like, it's weird how different Jared is, like, on a snap, you know?
He's ready to get owned now.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows if it's just like an overwhelming, like, force of will and psychic presence from someone who's been, out past the asteroid belt to Jupiter. Who knows?
That's where the really good soup is stored. That's what Patrick Monahan's Train was singing about. Drops of Jupiter is like the best space soup you can find.
Yeah. Jupiter, instead of, people think it's a gas giant, but it's a soup giant. Yeah. It's super.
No, the Great Red Spot is like the most beautiful tomato soup.
Yeah. Just pure Campbell's.
Because we know that the Lala soup doesn't go past Mars, so who knows what kind of soup is out past there.
Yeah.
The rings of Saturn are croutons.
The asteroid field, you gotta go through past Mars, croutons.
Yummy.
So. Just, it just drops Jupiter in my soup. In
my double hair. After the battle, though, we get to see the Methus for the first time. Yo, this thing is sick looking.
I love it.
It's like Bumblebee Transformers, but a little scarier.
It's got the sort of big feet. It's got a very wide stance. It's got hips.
It's got that thigh gap.
It's also got a really cool pointy thing extending up past its head, which I guess becomes a thing whenever it transforms.
I thought you were going to talk about the pointy thing extending from its zone.
Oh, has it got a Bippus?
It does have.
Has it got like a chili
Sarah,
pepper?
it has potentially the most Bippus.
Yeah, it's good. It's got so much Bippus that I think that you could say that it's got like, imagine if a skeleton just had a Bippus attached to just like its pelvic bone, because that's kind of what it feels like.
Oh,
yeah, Sarah, look
okay.
at chat, Sarah.
I'm looking at a picture of it. I did not interpret that as a Bippus. I just interpreted that as like a tummy. Because it kind of goes
I
up.
don't either,
yeah.
because it's to the point where it's just like the way it curves around.
Yeah,
but
like it doesn't
if you're looking
attach.
for it.
Yeah, it's like what if you had tummy and you had pecs and nothing in between them.
Yeah, like the line of it kind of flows into it, even if there's no physical attachment.
Yeah.
I'm willing to concede that the Methus is also a minion because it's yellow and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I
Yeah.
really love about the Methus is, like, if we're getting down to it, the Methus is incredibly ugly, but I just love to look at it as opposed to the Ashimar, which I hate.
She.
I think they can date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're both like brightly colored yellowish things.
Yeah. Methus turn into Dorito and Ashimar turn into
Dorito.
Inner Tube, and then you just get to enjoy a nice snack in the pool.
While you're floating in the soup
Yeah.
of Jupiter.
All you need to do is just like dip your head and get a sip.
You bring a really big straw and just kind of drip it off to the side.
Slurp. Love that noise. The last scene of the episode, Emma's like chewing Fa out in the hangar right now.
Yeah, she does hit her.
It's just whatever. At
I
this
mean,
point,
what else is going to happen?
Why even
Like-
bother talking about it? It happens so much.
Yeah.
Camille thinks it's his fault that this is all happening, though.
It kind of is a bit.
It kind of is.
Like it is. She did do this because they had an argument, sort of.
Yeah. But then Bright comes in and Bright's like, hey, it's like, this is my responsibility. I gave Fa permission to sortie. Like, don't give her a hard time about it, etc., etc.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's like the good cop parent.
Yeah. But then Fa's like, oh yeah, like I got overwhelmed by the battle, but like, humans are emotional animals. And Emma slaps her again and says, at war, you can't sink a battleship with your temporary emotions alone. Which, like, thank God somebody is
think you
finally
can.
here to tell these kids this thing, that you can't just get mad.
I mean, Emma says that, but I feel like if your brain is big enough, I think Sirocco might be able to actually do that.
Yeah, I think he could. Yeah. I think she might be wrong on this one.
Sorry, Emma, take the L.
Y'all say
She
that.
should be right.
And I don't want to say that you're wrong, but I think less people would die if they didn't.
Yeah, well, I still have a couple more series to get through. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see
In
what
an
happens.
ideal world, she would be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, also Reccoa like comes over and kind of just like elbows Camille and is like, hey, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
And she tells him to go comfort Fa. And then she kind of goes and like flirts with Emma a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got flirting vibes here.
It definitely, oh man, it definitely feels like, going and flirting with your friend who you don't really like have any intention of dating, but also like you're flirting with her because you're about to give her a present that she doesn't want from a guy that won't like leave her alone, and you think it'll be more awkward if you flirt with her beforehand.
Yeah. And it's just, the episode ends with she sort of presents the Henkel present and everyone just kind of looks at it really like, what is this? Why is there a present here? What the fuck is going on?
She has no idea what to do with this.
Everybody is literally like, I am not looking at it. I do not see it.
Yeah. And the episode just like ends on that confusion. It's great. It's funny.
Yeah. Everyone's like, Henkel, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Stop
weird
this.
ass.
Mood.
Next up.
Moon Attack.
Yeah.
We're
We're
on the moon.
Granada. Is it Granada or is it just like another moon city?
It's VB.
Yeah, it's Von
well, no, that's
Braun.
I thought. Okay, I didn't know if this is also Von Braun. I think
think
I took
they're
this notes.
in
I took the notes before I like realized how big Von Braun was. I didn't know.
No,
you know.
you're right, Max. They're in Granada because, like, as we see, as like Quats, Quattro and Cats they're hanging out. They're getting ready to go out on the Radish to meet up with the Argama to do a delivery. they head to the bridge, and Wong's on the phone with Henkin. And Henkin hands it off to Quattro. And they have this conversation about how, like, Wong's mad that they're leaving, like, things have changed. Quattro is supposed to be Blex's bodyguard, you know, et cetera, you know, and Quattro is like, oh, yeah, if we don't do this, you know, we know that the Titans are coming to attack us, you know, we have to go, like, you know, meet them in battle first, et cetera, et cetera. And it turns out to just be a fake phone call, because Quattro tells Henkin to leak it to the Titans. Because they are explicitly trying to get the Titans to attack Granada, where they have some forces still, instead of going after Von Braun, which they know is like their ultimate goal.
Right.
Yeah. Like at first in this conversation, I was like, oh wow, it's kind of interesting how Quattro is starting to argue with Wang, almost as if Quattro were to be some kind of like veteranly experienced like battle commander. But actually it was a trick all along. It was fake. It wasn't real. He's not.
Well, no, it's Quattro's trick. It was a plan by Quattro the whole time to have this conversation with Wong so they can try and trick the Titans, because he's big brain tactician man.
Yeah. Quattro's trick.
Yeah.
Quattro's trick.
I also want to shout out Cats for having a cool, like, green spacesuit.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's
his
great.
normal suit looks cool. It's a nice, pleasing color.
Yeah.
I wish literally anyone else in the show was color-coded. God, please. I am begging you.
One day. So we cut to the Argama. Camille is just cleaning his room.
Yeah.
And, like, it's such a funny scene. He's carrying his entire mattress out in the hall, and Emma is, like, walking by and is like, bro, what are you doing right now?
Yeah.
Emma, I am cleaning my room. I need to clean my room. I just need to kind of cleanse my space. Just get, you know, the automatic cleaners never get the corners. I just gotta get everything nice and pristine. Help me carry my mattress back inside and get hit in the face with my underwear, which is hanging in my room.
Yeah. You're also missing the very, very like just horrifying line of like, if I die, I don't want anybody else to have to clean it.
Right. That's like.
Yeah.
Are y'all the kind of people who like clean your room to like feel better, and like when you let me rephrase that, like when my mind is clouded with like feeling bad juice, I clean my room and I feel a lot better afterwards. Is that the same for y'all?
Absolutely not.
No, I never clean my room, and my mind is always full of feeling bad juice because I never clean my room. And I know that if I just cleaned my room, it wouldn't be there. But I look at my room and I'm like, there's just too much shit on the floor. I'm not going to do this. And then I just leave it and don't clean it.
Well, okay, but
Camille's doing better than I am.
I guess.
Have you considered that if you die, someone will have to clean your room for you?
Shit, fuck, yeah, Josh.
I do kind of feel what you're saying though, Max, because like kind of I do feel the same way about dishes and yard work.
Okay. That I don't know. I think cleaning like anything, like cleaning any space that I inhabit is like a form of therapy, which is like, dang, I did something and things are better afterwards. It's like, yeah. I get it. I get it. It very much feels like Camille's trying to distract himself from like the whole, like that Fa currently hates him and that, you know, his GF got killed, and is like, maybe if I clean, I can forget about it for like a few blissful minutes.
This is a really good example of like a good coping mechanism, whereas an example of a bad coping mechanism would be, say, destroying Hong Kong. So this is good. I'm glad he's doing this.
Okay, so destroying Hong Kong is a bad coping mechanism, but I thought we established it is good therapy.
Okay, yeah.
They're not mutually exclusive. They can be both.
And we know that Camille needs therapy, because he says, yeah, what if I died cleaning room, blah, blah, blah. He also says to Emma that he can't stop thinking about the pilots who have died at my hand. Emma replies, asking, do you pray for them? And Camille says, like, yes, but in my own way.
Yeah. Because he says he's not religious, and Emma's like, religion is irrelevant for those who have passed away, which I think...
Okay.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
I feel like that's a very Japanese thing, though.
Yeah.
Because like the way that like funerary practices kind of like exist in Japan is there are religious attachments to them, but like not in the same way that we kind of think about them. Like, and I, you know, white person American voice. I can only speak to so much about this. But like the funerary practices in Japan are usually like a part of like either like Shinto or Buddhist practices, whereas like, and those can be kind of like more low key daily life kind of things. they aren't necessarily a part of like high key dogmatic religion, like the way we kind of like think about it.
That's all for now. From the Colin Fact Zone. The Colin Fact Zone.
Oh, you had to know it was coming. My okay with that, it was because they don't mention religion at all in the dub.
Oh.
Like, she says the word pray, but, like, religion isn't mentioned. It's just, like, I think she does say, like, what good is that gonna do for them? She says something, but religion is not mentioned.
Just like 4Kids.
Just like 4Kids.
And then, like, they sort of move on from that because Emma, like, goes off to the bridge or whatever. And, like, Camille throws a VHS tape to Emma. Yeah. And he's like, yo, give that to Torres, please.
Yeah, here, look at give this to Torres. Don't open it up. I can't let you know that I am giving him the newest Blu-ray of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Just big fan of the Hong Kong porn arc.
Yeah.
In Zeta Gundam. The way that this happens, though, is like when he runs out his room to go give this tape, like bumps into Fat, blanks her completely. Then after he gives the tape, like Fat does the same thing by like pushing past Camille, ignoring him completely in order to go talk to Emma, and then they just kind of look at each other awkwardly, and it's just this very sort of passive-aggressive, teen competitive thing.
Fa and Camille are not hold as held.
Yeah,
they're not. No holding. So did you know that Von Braun City was built around Neil Armstrong's footprint?
Yeah.
That was kind of a cool thing. I like that's a neat little bit of world building. You think the footprint's there? Probably, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be they've probably like put a little plaque around it, and it's in like the town square, and you can buy casts of it. You know, tourist stuff.
Yeah.
What that nasty foot do?
Well, like, yeah, it's a foot city. It's all foot themed.
Oh god.
Yeah, I guess they like to really talk about how like Von Braun is like the key to holding and controlling space. And like the whole thing with that is like Von Braun's on the light side of the moon, Granada's on the dark side of the moon, so that like, you know, Von Braun has like a better position if you're trying to like both supply and maneuver in space, and like with the like a lot of the immediate infrastructure and like shipbuilding for the Federation is in that Lagrange point between the moon and the Earth. So it's just kind of like it's the place to be. It's the zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a nice holiday destination.
Yeah. A nice holiday destination that's going to see a bit of action in a hot minute.
Well, there's one important thing. I feel like I think we've been mistaken about something. It turns out that
we've never been wrong before, but go off.
Von Braun City isn't on the moon, actually.
Wait, what?
It's on the Moom.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't catch this because I actually watched these episodes not twice, but like I watched this part twice because I was like, what the fuck happened in these? Yeah. And it was only the second time that I noticed that when Shiroko is like planning his attack, the little diagram behind him says Moom.
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 Ain't that hippo dude? Oh god. I think one last fun thing before the fight actually starts. Camille is on he's on the bridge and he's like, huh, it's kind of weird that so many women are fighting in a war. It's like, get over it, homie.
Yeah.
The future's now, old man.
I have it written down here. It's unusual there are so many women on the front lines, Camille says misogynistically. Oh yeah, because Camille says that because he's in the hangar and he sees that somebody's like teaching Fa, and he's like, he can't believe that like Emma's actually teaching Fa to pilot, and then turns out it's Reccoca teaching Fa because Emma comes up to give him shit about stuff.
Yeah, like damn. But this is when the fight starts. Yeah. Operation Apollo begins, and Jamaican is like. He is like being very weird, maniacally plotting right now.
It's because like it seems like Sirocco is like doing this big push to be on the front line to like take Von Braun City, but Jamaican is also like planning on using him as basically like a human shield for like the rest of the Titans. So yeah, I guess we're about to it's not happy in the Titans' home currently, I guess.
Yeah, a house divided. But as they're sorting the mobile suits out of the Argama and Radish, Katz wants really badly to fight. He's like making a whole fuss, and Fa uses his commotion to like get into the Methus and like pilot it out.
Yeah.
And this battle is like a lot to take in visually.
It's because it's like basically every single pilot that we know of is in this fight right now. I'm just realizing we didn't introduce ourselves.
And we're not gonna start now.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just,
they know who we are. They're not gonna tune into the 8th episode of the show and be like, I don't know who the hell these freaks are.
Hey, what if we introduced ourselves like before the 3rd episode?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that between the break. So I like to see the Zeta Gundam's like abilities. It can kind of like throw its shield. It has like grenade launchers in its wrists.
Yeah,
pretty cool. It's just like I like that it can just do a lot of like cool stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's this fight or like in the next episode that we see that it has like a it's got like a beam bayonet in the rifle too. Like I love that.
That's the next one, I think.
Wow. I didn't even notice that. I've never noticed a single thing about the Zeta Gundam. I still don't know if it's a plane or a guy. It's so confusing.
It's funny to me that like you seemingly have robot blindness, Sarah.
Listen, I watch this show and I say, wow, cool transhumanism, robots where?
Okay, see, I mean, you know what I like about the show. It's in the title.
Yeah, you did invite me on this podcast, and maybe I should have said, no, I don't know what robots are.
Too late now.
To Sarah's credit, like, every other, like, when the Gapflay showed up, or when the Masala showed up, or when the Kaplant showed up for the first time, like, any of those mobile suits, we got some really, like, clean, clear shots. Are just
That's
what
fair.
They are, what they do. When they transform, it's a big deal. And, like, I don't know if it's because of just, like, they're saving these big moments for the Zeta for, like, when it's, like, really plot important for Camille, or if it's just the fact that, like, the plot that, like, the Zeta immediately, like, got thrust into is just, like, we don't have time. You get one, like, really short transformation sequence. Other than that, we're back to that big Granada battle, or we're back to the battle at Jaburo, and shit's just everywhere right now. We do not have time for this.
I'm the Zeta Gundam. I'm crazy. Look at this. Look at that.
Zeta Gundam is fucking twisted. It twists itself into a plane.
What if it was great? Camille has to say "fa" in the battle. It's cyclical, you see.
Fa is again doing that new mobile suit pilot thing where she's like, oh, I was doing fine until you saved me, which, Camille did that, Amber did that, we've all been there, when we learned to pilot mobile suits. You hit puberty, you think you're supposed to know what you don't know that it's okay for you to not know what your body does.
Yeah.
And we've all been there.
Yeah,
exactly.
And to be honest, like, Camille's immediately like, hey, like, we're in a battle right now. Because, like, it honestly, like, they had a pretty good combo going. Like, Fa, like, was handling that person well enough for them to be so distracted that, like, Camille could just pop in, kill him, and they could both run off. Like, that's a good strategy.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it seems like the Methus is, like, a very, very, like, fast and agile suit. So at this point, we sort of see Sirocco's trick now, because Jamaican's plan was sort of like use him as a shield and like draw the fire. But now Sirocco's like, okay, Jared, I'm sending you out to take over Von Braun City. You're going to do it independently. Jamaican's like all tied up with Ayug now. So now I'm actually the one who's going to use him as a shield. And I'm just going to dive in and just like plant my little flag on the map.
Yeah. Like,
good for him.
'cause
my city now.
Yeah, because, like, Jared goes out, owns a shit ton of GM2s, and then Quattro and Camille immediately move in to start fighting him and, Sarah and stuff. And, like, Moar's, like, ready to take off, and I was like, hey, listen, do you want me to go, like, support Jared? And Sirocco's like, no, he's an idiot. We're taking the city now.
Yeah. And then, like, when he sort of reveals this is, like, the nastiest, most putrid wave of vibes rockets over the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was, again, very disoriented as to what the hap was fucking here, but just, like, Camille gets a weird, like, sideways new type flash.
Yeah.
The colors JoJo invert, and he's like, oh man, I feel really sick right now. And, like... Yeah. Like, everyone feels the bad vibes.
Sirocco takes off his Rock Lee training weights and fills the entire moon with Dracula energy is what happens.
Yeah.
It's like a mental brown note.
Also, like, Jamaican's, like, sub-captain, who I don't think ever appears again, does get a really good line of 2 dogs fight for a bone and a third runs away with it.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's one of Aesop's fables, I think.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the sort of the fight going on here is between like Quattro and Camille and Jared and Moa. They're all sort of in this sort of 4-way fight, just keeping each other busy, really. There's a cool thing where like the Hyakushiki sort of face plants Jared and stuff.
Jared's sick.
Is this when Jared's visor gets smashed?
Yeah.
Like over one eye?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
It is
yeah,
cool.
fucking Quattro, like the Hyakushiki's like arm gets shot off when Moa tries to save Jared from him, like, you know, then she like grabs onto the back of him and they're like tumbling down the side of this crater, and like the Hyakushiki just like pops its wings off so it can escape. This is such a like chaotic, weird, good fight.
Yeah. It does like lizard tail dropping. It's cool.
It's like rattling in the background. And then Camille is the one to save Quattro for once. It's great.
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah. But the battle ends, they have to retreat. The Titans end up taking Van Braun City, and they sort of hold it hostage. They're like, Ayug, if you don't stop attacking, we're gonna kill everyone in the city.
Ayug!
And, you know, Bright orders a retreat because it's, you know, like, it's really important to have this city, like, functioning. We can't just, like, have it be blown up and, like, you know,
Yeah. They say that whoever controls Von Braun City controls outer space. I mean, I jumped to, like, that was a line from the end of the episode, but it's, like, kind of relevant to say now, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's that important. Yeah. And also, like, you know, something civilians live there, maybe don't have a battle in it.
Yeah.
Certainly,
I'm sure no one will have a battle in it later.
Certainly
I'm sure
not.
people won't have a battle inside the city.
Yeah, certainly not.
Yeah.
No.
We see Jared being taken away in an ambulance with like his entire head and body wrapped up, and like Moar like runs up to tell him that he's been betrayed by Sirocco, and Jared is simping so hard for Sirocco that he says like,
God.
It's okay. He only would have used me as a decoy to sacrifice me if he thought I had any skill to begin with, so I'm fine with it.
It's just like,
actually, I like being owned.
Yeah.
It's my choice.
It's my
this isn't blood. This is moon wine.
Jared is confirmed sub.
Yeah.
With that hair, come on.
Yeah. The other simping that happens a bit here is that the forehead man, who's I think Jamaican.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Jamaican with a little mustache.
Yeah, like he comes in and like slaps Shiroko and is like, what the fuck are you doing? Just like kind of taking Moon City. That could have fucked up. And like Sriracha kind of like sort of simps to him. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. And then he leaves. He's like, I fucking hate doing this. I should be in charge here. Fuck this shit. So
I don't know, I got a different kind of feel of it, because like the way that it happens, like Sirocco gets like basically like the glory and the credit for taking Von Braun, but like in this little thing it seems like he does another little trick and basically like convinces Jamaican to be the one responsible for holding Von Braun and like administering it. Which makes sense because now, like, fucking Sirocco gets to fuck off and go do Space Dracula shit. It doesn't have to worry about defending it against Ayuk anymore.
No, yeah, exactly. That was my read on it, too, where he did it to, like, sort of ingratiate himself towards Jamaican, because I'm sure that, like, if he didn't, Jamaican's so mad at him because he dove ahead in the battle, took all the credit, won the city, and now he's like, I don't feel cut out for this, like, but you definitely could do this. So it's like, you know, to make him, you know, ingratiate himself towards Jamaican. It's like, which leaves him free to like, just like continue to wreak havoc across the solar system. I guess. Yeah. Good for him. You good, Sarah?
Sometimes you butter up your superiors.
Yeah,
exactly. And then we get another Fa scene.
Yeah. Well, so
kind of a Fa one this week.
Real quick, Torres does radio to Camille as he lands, saying, "Thank you for the porn."
Poor dude, I got my nut off so good.
You know, I know what you mean, Colin, whenever you say that the Hong Kong arc looms large in your mind, because I just think about this all the time.
Do you remember that one Bim Bam question, when you nut in space it puts you backwards? Do you think they just finished Zeta Gundam when they sent that one in?
Maybe.
No, just I forgot about the Bim Bam Bam bit when he nutted space and pushed you backwards.
Oh man, do y'all know that there is actually a husband and wife astronaut team? They got sent to the and like they're totally like they're like leading scientists in their own field, but they did like when they both agreed to go up to the International Space Station for like a stint, like some of their experiments was they had to figure out how you have sex in space.
Hell yeah.
That's what Sir Rocco's grand plan is. That's what his mission is. He's trying to figure that out himself.
Yeah, no one's ever been able to fuck in space so far in Gundam. That's what they haven't been telling us. That's the secret subplot.
Well, it's every time anybody tries to fuck it on the Argama, like Quattro just turns the gravity up on the wheels like really high, and no one could actually get up off the floor.
It's like if you're gonna do it, then you gotta earn it.
Quattro has made it so he's the only one who's shredded enough to fuck on the Argama.
Yeah, it's why there's so much fucking like sexual tension on the Argama at all times.
Because no one could fuck.
No one can push backwards.
So speaking of sexual tension, sort of, I guess. No, that's not the energy I want to go into the scene with. Segue redacted.
So, Fa's having a bad time because she went through her first big major battle and is having a bad time, and Camille comes up to her to say that, like, hey, you know, are you okay? You did good out there. And she's like, don't be nice to me. Don't tell me I did a good job because I know I did not. I did bad.
Yeah, she's on, like, you know, step 5 of the new mobile suit character arc journey.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is the scene where, like, the sort of the rest of the girls come in and, like, they all kind of, everyone just kind of, like, sort of gets it because they've been there and they all talk to her and help her, and it's just nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cute little scene to end it on.
It's like because they do point out like, hey, like, you know, you did good, like you like fucking Appley was just telling me like, hey, he's really proud of you because you brought the Methus back and it's not damaged, like, you know, which just makes the like we're gonna get into it more in the next episode, but like the way in which this show is so fraught about Fa's piloting ability just really upsets me because, like, it'll have scenes like this where it's like people are like really pointing out, hey, yeah, you're a fine pilot, you're doing good. And then it'll have like scenes where everybody just yells at her that she isn't a good pilot, she should never pilot, she shouldn't get in a mobile suit, and she sucks balls. And I just like, Zeta and women ain't great. And
no,
it's
not
very
a good combination.
arbitrary about it too.
You'd think that if you like our mobile suit pilots are kind of like 70% women at this point, you'd think they'd at least get like one right.
You'd think. Maybe it's like a monkeys and typewriters thing, right? You just need enough women in mobile suits and eventually it'll be good.
Yeah, we'll get one eventually.
Yeah, we'll get one.
But next
shall
episode,
we move on? Shark's counterattack.
I was about to say, whose counterattack is it anyways? Where the war's made up and the ideologies don't matter.
And this is we get it. We get Careless Whisper now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got such a good like yeah, it's got like such a good calypso feel to it. Like
it's a bop.
I do prefer the one before, but this one is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the same page, I think.
It's sort of like, it's weird because it's like the OP visuals, they're like the sort of the evolution of the last visuals where they show kind of, if the first OP showed like Camille walking past the top half of the earth, now this one is showing Camille walking past the bottom half of the earth, and we see like, instead of just seeing Quattro taking off his sunglasses, he takes off his sunglasses and then he does like a sneaky Dio pose, and I went poggers at that.
Oh yeah, like oh man, that fucking the weight of that glance is so good.
He's looking at something. Can't wait to find out what.
It's because like they don't like. I think the thing that's wild about the animation in this OP is like it still pretty much has the same structure as the last OP, and like it's so cool the way that they just like they change little things to like reflect how the show has changed.
Yeah. 4 is here. She's sparkling.
Her hair looks different.
Yeah,
her
she's
hair's
got a
like
new
more purplish. Yeah, it's like it's cool. She's in the soup now.
Yeah.
Now she's like she and Lala are like in the same hot tub.
Yeah.
Oh god.
She's 4.
That is what I would give for like a gag show that's just like 4 and Lala hanging out in space together.
In like the new
2
type
new
afterlife.
types swimming in the soup.
Yeah. Like
5 light years apart because they're both
They're
possibly-
dead.
They're both straight.
they're both dead.
Oh man. Like I'm sure there's 4 Coma comics of that or something.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Also, I did note that kind of at the end part of this OP, we do just literally see the souls of everyone on Earth extend into space and turn into glitter. I'm sure there's nothing.
Yeah,
it's
Probably
just visuals.
is just meaningless ideology.
Yeah,
Oh.
it just looks pretty. That's why they did it.
Oh, Sarah, you mean the part where all of the pilots in their respective suits fly across the horizon of Earth and then explode into a bunch of glitter? Yeah, who knows what that's going to mean.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it.
I've never seen it. What I am looking at
Yeah.
is the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
They're in a city in somewhere in like northwest Africa, it
I
appears.
think the hotel they go to later is the Dakar Hotel.
It's yes.
So
Dakar.
This is the city of Dakar, which is the capital of the Federation legislature. This is a fairly important location in Gundam that we will revisit a few more times. But yeah, essentially like I forget the exact like in canon politics of it. But it's kind of like it's equatorial. I want to say it's more on like the West African coast, on like the Saharan area of the African coast.
It's not real world Dakar.
Oh wait, yeah, maybe
Where's
it is
Dakar?
real world Dakar. I don't know.
I'm Googling
I don't
where
know
Dakar
real
is.
world Dakar is.
Dakar is the capital of Senegal in Africa.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's
Dakar is
Senegal.
the most. It's like the most westest, literally the most westest point in Africa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Like it's on the very like kind of nipple of the round bit.
Yeah.
It's on the nippy nip. But Quattro and Blex are here. Yeah. They'd head to Earth because it's the legislature. Quattro looking like a snack right now.
Oh, he's back in that we've skipped over a very important thing that we all hate to see, and that's where first we're on the Argama and we're like learning that Quattro and Blex have left the Moom.
Why didn't you know? You didn't have to mention. I know.
You, Sarah?
I wasn't going to mention. I was going to skip over it past, but keep going.
Okay, but I just want to point out, we do, we get a little information of just like people are surprised that Quattro and Blex are heading to Earth despite Aug just losing the Moom. And we get the most disgusting thing of Henkin not being able to look away from Emma and like having to get stared down by people to go back to whatever work that he's doing. And I don't like it. I do not
I
like
don't care for this guy at all. Oof.
But yeah, Quattro and Blex like check into their hotel. Quattro's wearing the Sherlock coat and the cool suit.
Yeah.
The cool shirt that you can go to gumroad.com/SarahMook costumes in order to obtain a pattern of and make your own version of it.
Yes. 2021,
as
we are
well,
all Quattro.
Exactly, year of Quattro. But as well as them being there, there's just Titan people in the hotel.
Yeah. They see Hyman there. He's like, they see head bitch in charge of the Titans.
Hyman bitch in charge.
Hyman bitch in charge.
Yeah. I think we cut away back to space, and Cass commits an unforgivable sin.
I can't. Ugh.
I was shocked. I thought it was bad enough whenever Fraubo kicked Harrow in 079. But she only did a little kick. This kid fucking boots this little robot.
He like Cristiano Ronaldo's Harrow away.
You have to remember, Katz grew up on the white base. He had a lot of bad influences of seeing Bright beat Amuro there. It's all that he knows. Somebody needs to intercede. But as we also know, Harrow is invulnerable to all physical damage, though. So,
I mean, but like even so, if I knew my car couldn't be destroyed, I wouldn't still be like running it into walls. I have respect for it.
I know, wouldn't you?
And that's not even like a person. Well, okay.
Yeah, you do get more points when you like skid against other cars in Crazy Taxi. So like,
Yeah, you got like trading paint.
Yeah, actually, yeah, like I think Harrow might have like a little function wherever you can program him, and then you can all take turns seeing who can kick him the hardest.
There's a leaderboard.
Yeah, and Katz is just really good at that.
Harrow is just a really big snitch.
but like in the bad Harry Potter way, not in the even worse kind of snitch way.
Yeah. It's bad no matter how you cut it.
It's bad. Yeah. She called it the snitch because she fucking sucks.
Okay, we can't.
I don't wanna. What I want to talk about is how Camille do espionage.
Yeah.
He gonna do sneak mission.
The thing that I love about Camille's espionage outfit is he thinks back to Quattro going to the McNaldo's and finds his own peacoat to wear, and he looks like a little Quattro.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you just need a nice little coat.
Yeah.
And a nice little scarf.
Yeah.
He gets into this like sort of car, and somehow Katz was able to like sneak aboard it, even though I guess no one pays attention.
Yeah, well, because it's some fucking just some like low level like dudes loading this regular car into this moon car, and like Katz runs up and is like, "Oh, let me give you a hand with that," and then I guess they don't notice that he just like fucking gets in the car or whatever.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Camille drives off, and Bright is like, "I wasn't Katz here a second ago." Nah, I'm sure it's nothing.
We are. Let's not forget. They do prep Camille on his his fake name, on his persona while he's on the moon. Camille is now
what was
simply
his name?
Shri Climb.
He's
Wait,
Shri
what?
Climb. Yeah. Would he have a different name for you?
I think it was different.
Yeah. In the sub,
like,
he is.
Are you saying the tree climb?
No, Shri Climb. He's 18 and he's a
Okay.
freshman at Von Braun University.
He's a freshman at Moom U.
I think it may have also been Shri climb. I just heard the word tree climb.
I'm smiling. Climb Shreely.
I'm climbing Shreely. Yeah, he's at uni. They say go and look like a tourist.
Yeah.
Go Rockets.
So yeah, he drives off over the Moom on the Moom Road.
Yeah.
And then we cut back again to Blex and Quattro. They were at the like UN meeting thingy with the Federation, and they're just talking about how they're really mad up at the Federation for just like they're dismissing space, and they think that we should just take all the execs and move them into space.
What if we just fired all politicians into the sun?
All politicians should be fired into space.
Yeah.
Into space. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, it's probably nothing that Africa's turning into a desert. It's probably nothing that the Earth is dying. It's fine.
Yeah. It
Ugh.
sucks.
Great.
Oh my god. I was wondering who the fuck is Blex who gets invited to the UN meetings. Is this ever brought up?
I think because he's a ambassador for AUG, and AUG is like notable enough that they would invite them to it.
Is AUG not like a paramilitary organization? Like the fucking
It
UVF
is.
doesn't
Like,
get invited to the
AUG
Stormont
is
Parliament.
Certainly, like, illegal. I am looking up Blex's info.
Like, let me tell you, paramilitaries don't get involved in government.
He is a formerly high-ranking officer in the Earth Federation forces, who had existing political and business connections, which he then used to organize his cell of AUG.
So he's there,
Okay,
and like
alright.
no one there knows he's from AUG.
They probably suspect it. Like it's
But like he's not there on an official AUG capacity.
I would assume he is like. I guess that's complicated. Because like anything that he's
I mean, Jerry Adams is in Parliament, and we all know that he wasn't in the IRA, so I'm assuming it's kind of a similar situation.
Yeah, no, that's probably exactly it. Like everybody knows that Blex is like a left-leaning politician who's here for like spaceoid rights and like climate action and that kind of stuff. And there are definitely Titans who are trying to kill him, which is why that he has to have Quattro as a bodyguard. But
like I was gonna say, someone definitely knows he's an AUG. At least one person here does know that.
But he is also a member of the House of Lords or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. After this, we cut over. We see Sirocco is finally leaving Von Braun City, but he's like, Moar and Jared, you have to go stay with Jamaican because I don't know. He's no longer responsible for them. He's about to do like space crimes.
Yeah,
But-
he just kind of leaves them.
Yeah, but then Jamaican's like, no, I'm not going to let you become pilots on the Alexandria right now. Treat it like a vacation. Like, just go fuck off and do some shopping or whatever.
Yeah, kids, just go do some retail therapy.
The next scene is so funny.
But also,
Oh, man.
the scene before when we saw Camille like driving through VB and like
Virginia
the
Beach?
city has
You
windows
can't just keep
on the
calling
top.
it BB. It's giving me. It's
You can't call it
dealing me
BBC.
psychic
That's a very
damage.
real thing.
Oh, sorry. Are you experiencing botherations,
Well,
Gollum?
yeah, well, I guess it does make sense because Von Braun is the key to controlling space and like a huge like point of infrastructure for the Federation, and also Hampton Roads has the world's largest naval base and shipyard. So hey, you know,
Yeah, the tallest crane in the Western Hemisphere.
Huh. Cool. But yeah, we see that VB City has big windows in the roof, and it's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
I'm
like
sure
you
they
gotta-
won't come
you-
up again.
No, it's probably
Yeah.
not. Colin, please detail this next scene for us.
So it's so good. So like Jared and Mawar get kicked out and told to go do retail therapy. And what is the first thing that could possibly happen? Jared sees Camille and you're like, oh no. And Camille gets approached by a guard who's like, you're a civilian. You can't be here. And you're like, oh no, what the fuck is going to happen? And so Jared walks up and says, oh, don't worry. This is my cousin. He's obsessed with battleships. Please ignore him. And Camille just runs away. It's so good.
Jared's like, come here, you little shit. It is so funny to me where like Jared is immediately on
Yeah.
it. It's just, oh my god, Jared is such a good character.
This
I love him.
shows how much Jared has matured as a person and how Camille is as matured as a person, that they did not meet eyes and immediately start to wrestle.
Yeah, yeah.
Jared just like straight tackles him in the park. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't want this Federation like officer to arrest my obsessive rival, so I'm gonna go and pretend he's my cousin so that I can then do it later. Good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's okay when I do it.
Camille does drop his inhaler, and Moar picks it up and pulls all of the inhaler tape out of it.
Yeah, and just like Jared and Moa like kind of corner him behind some bushes in the park and sort of beat him up a bit.
Yeah. Fucking Moar's like, where in his small body does he store all of that strength?
I know, it's so good. And we get like, after that, we get this like deranged line where Moar's like, he's just baby. And Jared's like, no, he's killed like 2 people at least. And
He's killed 2 named characters in this show.
Yeah, and he's like, is this like a new type powers? And then like Jared's like, are you suggesting that Lila and Kakarkan were killed by some common child? And then Camille's like, you're always coming back to that point. Yeah, dog, you killed him. It's not okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Camille is still claiming to not be a new type.
Yeah. I am not a new type, I am simply Shriek Climb.
I'm just, I'm baby.
Camille's not a new type. Jared's not owned. You know, we all see the truth.
Yeah.
No one's nothing.
Here's the important thing is Kotz comes out of the bushes with fucking Amuro's gun and is like, no, like, leave him alone. I'm turning the tables on you.
It was literally Chekhov's
Yeah.
gun.
He's getting better at using it. Like this time, it works for like 5 minutes. He actually like holds someone up for a bit
Yeah.
before sort of getting it kicked out of his face, so they have to run away.
Yeah. Well, it's because like he sticks them up, and Moar puts her gun down. Camille picks up Moar's gun, and then Jared spin kicks Amuro's gun out of Katz's hand. Katz and Camille run away. Jared picks up Amuro's gun, and then Camille gives Moar's gun to Katz.
Here's how I think it's gonna go.
But okay.
It's just
Okay.
it's like hot guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like fucking Katz does complain, oh no, that was Amuro's Ray's gun, as like Camille's like, I don't fucking care, here's another one, and hands him the other gun.
Yeah, I'll buy you a new one. But we have Amuro Ray's gun at home.
And I've just seen what the next scene is.
Yeah. Quattro's riding in a taxi cab back to the hotel. Immediately hears a gunshot. Runs upstairs to see a couple of guards murdered. Some more people show up. He tells them to go get the police. And what does he find in the hotel room?
After taking off his sunglasses after entering the hotel room. Just want to note that quickly.
Very important. Yeah, takes his sunglasses off.
Yep.
Does the cool spy infiltrator thing of like punching the door open and then coming in with the gun. What does he find?
Blex is asleep.
Hey, remember how his job was to bodyguard Blex?
Mission failed.
It's not a good job, so you would seem.
And then, okay.
Yeah.
He goes up to the nightstand, the light is on, he sees Blex, who's like, uh-oh, blood coming out of his mouth, that's probably not good.
Oh, he spilled all of his tomato juice.
He spilled all of his grape juice.
All his soup.
And all his soup. And then Blex turns to... I almost said a different name. Blex turns to... Blex turns to Quattro. I can't even, say his name right now. I wonder why.
Yeah, Blex turns to Quattro, and he's like, I'd like you to become a person who changes the world. Become the leader of Ayug, Shar Aznabel. Who? This is simply Quattro.
Change the world, my final message.
And then he just fucking dies in Quattro's giant arms. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, Ayug's yours now. Shar.
I don't know does Blex have the authority to do that?
Yeah, doesn't he run Ayug?
I thought Wong runs Ayug or something. Well, Wong's an investor.
Okay, so
wait, no, because it would make more sense if Blex is just like, hey, Shar Aznable, I recognize you as a person who's capable of becoming the leader of Ayug, and I think you should go do that.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so here's the thing I was putting off for a while, because I was hoping for... I thought there would be a more, relevant thing to the specific character that would show up with. Do you all remember, a couple episodes ago when, they were on the moon and they, the head of Anaheim Electronics that was, helping out AU was brought up, Melanie Hugh Carbine.
Oh, yeah, Carbine.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Melanie Hugh Carbine is kind of like a person who kind of looms large in Gundam. I believe does show up later in Zeta, but is kind of is the head of this big military industrial complex company, definitely a Halliburton kind of thing when we kind of think about it in the way that it interacts with Gundam, who is helping both sides, selling mobile suits to whoever needs them and war profiteering and that kind of stuff. But directly funding AUK in some kind of way. And so the the thing you're supposed to get from Zeta is that AUK is very kind of decentralized. So there is the the Blex branch of AUK. So yeah, he Quattro is kind of the second in command of that. But they've kind of won a bunch of Federation people onto their side and that kind of stuff. But a thing that happened, I guess a month or so ago, is that somebody really important in the kind of translation community of Gundam, Zeonic Front, was translating a bunch of interview stuff and stuff relating to the kind of show Bible and original pitch for Zeta Gundam that included information about a pitch of who Melanie Hugh Carbine is, where Tomino explicitly says that Melanie Hugh Carbine is a Jewish man who is using basically trying to instigate war in the human sphere over many years to and has tricked people into thinking that AUG is a real organization when it's really just him giving some money to some various terrorist groups so that he can instigate a military conflict so that the Jewish people can retake Israel. Is a real thing that fucking Yoshiyuki Tomino wrote in the pitch for Zeta Gundam. And it's just a really fucked up thing.
Yeah,
So I'm sitting here like taxidermy fox.
And
there's like no response to
and
this.
the thing about this is like pretty much every major Gundam thing covered this. It got brought up in the battle report channel in our Discord, and like I talked about some people with it and was like, hey, I'm gonna bring it up when it seems like organic to the show, which I feel like it does right now for what we need to talk about. What AUG is. But like, if it never would have felt organic, I would have brought it up in the last episode so that we could like talk through this.
Right.
Yeah.
But basically, none of that text ever makes it into the show. Israel never shows up in Gundam, like, period.
Yeah. It's so fucking unnecessary. Like,
like why?
One can have war profiteers trying to drive war for shit capitalist reasons without bringing the fucking...
Well, and an important thing to understand is that at the time that Tomino was writing Zeta, he was like active in Japanese like leftism, which in the 80s really bought into anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and like Zionism and that kind of stuff. Like it was that was kind of when this whole like New World Order Jewish conspiracy stuff was absolutely completely rampant in Japan, which is really important for the context to understand like what is going on with this, why someone would think that's just a fun thing to put in a children's sci-fi show.
It's funny. Haha.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It's bad. We're glad that it got basically cut out of the script. Like I feel like, especially with how people expand on this in like future Gundam stuff and future UC stuff, like Anaheim Electronics does take on this kind of this very much American style like military industrial complex feel to it. But it's important to understand that like we as Western viewers are kind of predicated to view it that way, and it's important to look at it and understand that part of this whole thing comes from like a deeply anti-Semitic like origin point as well. And I say all that to underline the fact that, like, yes, Blex can just say, Quattro, you're the head of AUG now, because there really isn't an AUG. There's the Argama, and they stole the Radish, like, back when they took Granada, and that's a part of Argama. And then they have a bunch of Federation soldiers who have kind of like been won over to their side, but they're really not a part of AUG. And you've got Karaba on Earth. You've got Karaba's Italian Krill on Earth. And like, they're definitely like ideologically aligned and working with them, but they're also a completely separate organization. And so like the kind of like the curtain that's kind of rising on all of this is that, and we're going to see this in a second when, Camille's talking with a bunch of people who live on Von Braun, is when it comes down to it, they're like, AUG really isn't like an army. They're 2 ships and a handful of metal suits. That's all they are. And some people who happen to have really important positions and connections. And that's why it's so important that Blex is telling Quattro that you need to stop being this like know-nothing like commander pilot, and you need to like be Shar Aznable and like take control of this situation and actually get like something real and like physically like political going to help people out.
Right, yeah. Become important.
And it doesn't really matter that he is simply Quattro Bagina, because, like, as I think Amuro proved a few episodes ago by sort of becoming the Red Comet, anyone could just be Shar Aznable. You don't need to be Shar Aznable to be Shar Aznable.
Yeah, it's not a name, it's a title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's, that was what it was so important when, like, they were in that elevator scene together and just kind of, like, dropped their mutual masks. Like, it doesn't matter if Quattro is Quattro or Shar or whatever. The important thing is he needs to take charge and do something and and stop pretending that he is just a soldier.
Exactly. Yeah. He has to wake up.
Quattro Bagina can become president of space if he wants to. Like,
I would vote for him.
I would see that poster and I say, Bagina gets my ex.
That was good. Thank you, Colin.
Yeah.
I'm ready to rip this fucking show out of Tomina's grubby little hands. It's fucking mine now. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Nasty
fuck
old man.
Murder of the author by me.
Now, Sarah, it's important to note that the term usually is death of the author.
No. That's what Bart said. Just like Bart.
Just like Bart.
Yeah.
Yoshiki Tomino says, just like Bart.
Yeah.
The joke of Char as the rule.
The episode moves on when some people start attacking the Argama. They're like some Titan scouts or some shit.
Really important. The commander of these Titans is Yazan. Yazan will be a recurring character. Yazan's an important dude. Just don't want to we'll get more into Yazan later, but Yazan is here.
Is he the one in the triangle?
Yes, he's in the plant.
Yeah,
he's in the triangle.
He's the one in the Gap plant.
Okay.
Yep, he's the one antagonizing Fa.
Yeah, he's the very tan man antagonizing Fa. We'll find out more. We'll find out why he's so important to the show when he takes his helmet off.
Okay. It's probably nothing. He has V-fins growing out his forehead. Whoa, he's a Gundam himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they start attacking Argama and Radish. Fa and Reccoa both run to the Methus, and like nasty boy Haro, who's rude now, I guess, trips
He's a
Reccoa
little
so
fucking
Fa
snitch.
He sucks. He's a narc now. He trips Reccoa so Fa can run up and pilot the Methus.
Well, because Haro said justice for Fa.
And he was right.
Justice for Fa! Justice for Fa!
Haro's with us. So yeah, listen, it's Zeta. You have to steal a robot to get in a robot.
Yeah.
That's true.
If Fa goes out and is fighting and she's like having a bad time, handling the menthol Methus.
The menthol cigarettes.
Which, meanwhile, Camille down in the city just could feel that there's a battle happening. Like, he knows.
Yeah.
He feels the vibes.
He gets the at here. He gets the at everyone Discord message again that the battle's happening.
Yeah. Katz doesn't believe him because he's like, well, if there's no battle, if there's a battle, why wouldn't they have like set off the alarms? And then like 5 seconds later,
Katz is like, come on,
Yeah.
turn on your notifications, goddammit.
Yeah, Jamaican's like, where Jared and Mo are at? I know I told them to not pilot, but now I need them to pilot. Turn the air raid sirens on.
Cut to Jared and Moar like in a hot topic. Moar's like trying to get Jared not to argue with the clerk at GameStop because they're not giving him enough money for his games. The battle's happening though, and like Emma ends up trashing a Hyzak, which crashes through one of the aforementioned like skylight domes in Von Braun City.
Yep. All the air gets sucked out. Whoops. Oops.
Yeah.
Sometimes living on the moon is a little bit dangerous.
Yeah. Well, it's okay because
fine.
they've got bunkers and people can go to them, and they have oxygen masks that people can grab, and everybody gets to safety, so it's fine.
It's great.
And
it's
infrastructure.
And it would be totally safe and fine if Camille and Katz didn't end up walking into the exact same bunker as Jared and Mo are. And fucking,
it's a comedy of errors.
Jared Katz whips a pistol out, and somebody just says, "What's a child doing with a gun?"
And then, like, Jared also has it. And it's just like everyone in this bunker is having the most normal day possible.
Yeah. And just there's like a full-on mobile suit battle happening outside in the city now.
In the city.
Shit's getting destroyed. It's bad to see, but the real drama is inside the shelter here.
In the bunker. Yeah. It's like they basically like both like sort of mutually put their guns down because the shelter's full of civilians. Like Moar's like, Jared, do not do this thing right now. And he does, he listens. Good for him. We get this cute sort of scene where like a kid in the bunker recognizes Camille and he's like, oh yeah, you're the hero of AU.
Which is, I would normally say that is stupid and ridiculous. Like, how does anybody know what Camille looks like? Until I started working for an NGO and have to send pictures of myself and volunteers in to make donors feel better about what I'm doing. So I understand.
Yeah, you gotta have that personal aspect
somebody in AUG's job is to like take a selfie with Camille and some AUG branded merch to then send to whoever is sending like $10,000 for them to be able to do war crimes or whatever.
God.
And like speaking of war crimes, they also realize that Jared and Moar are Titans, and everyone is like throwing tomatoes and booing them.
Yeah, just like the whole shelter boos the two Titans who are in there.
Yeah,
2 Titans,
2 of them.
Two of them. I was doing a little Teen Titans bit.
Yeah, and just, everyone in VB hates cops.
I wish
and also
they
in Von
did.
Braun City.
I really sincerely wish they did, but that's not. It's let me think about the demographics of our city real quick. I think about 40% of VB hates cops. Let's not get into that.
Yeah. Listen, I won't call it VB again.
It's okay. We're only gonna be here for this episode.
Yeah. Camille feels Zeta Gundam coming, the dark influence.
He just everyone in the shelter is hitting on cops, and Camille just ominously announces the Zeta is here or something.
Yeah.
Okay, bro, whatever.
Just fucking little dramatic teen. I love him.
Yeah.
Because Camille has all of the push notifications turned on for Discord, so he knows when stuff's going on. It's fine.
Yeah, he has to tell everyone because no one else will turn on the notifications, goddammit.
Yeah.
And Kat's covers for him with the gun and stuff, and Camille ends up leaving the shelter.
Yeah. They do get they get Jared to put his gun down. Fucking Katz gets it back, so he does get Amuro's gun back, and he does say, sorry, I can't return this one to you, and then runs away.
Yeah. And then we get the funniest scene in this entire show. I genuinely laughed out loud when this happened. So Reccoca flies in Zeta Gundam. She lands. She gets out the
she's
cockpit.
hey Camille, I brought you your robot.
Where's Katz?
Where's
Camille
Katz?
looks behind him, points back with a thumbs up, says he's okay. An explosion blasts Katz forward. He's face down on the pavement. It's so funny.
Yeah. And then it
cracked me up so much.
Fucking Camille just gets into Gundam, and you just get this blurry camera shot through the heads up display of just Reccoca just doing first aid on cats.
So funny.
Where's Katz? Yeah, he's fine. He'll be fine. He's a kid.
It's
They're like
pure
rubber
comedy. Yeah, if he doesn't realize he's hurt, he's fine. Oh my god, it's just so good.
Then we get Jared and Moar try to leave the bunker, and the kid from before stands in their way, doing the big strong thing, and all the people are yeah, Titans suck, and then Jared just fucking beats the shit out of this kid and's y'all aren't gonna do shit, you're a bunch of civilians, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
which I feel
Jared does his first problematic thing of the week.
But I feel also this kind of reinforces what I think is a big theme of the show, in that there is a difference between civilians who are willing to take action and civilians that take action, because it's not there was a Fa in that room. Maybe that kid is a Fa who's maybe doesn't have all the skills that he needs to really fight this war, but is standing up for it. But the vast majority of people just they're gonna let the Titans roll through, and it's the people who have the equipment and the power behind them to actually affect things that is the important part.
Because Jared is what are you gonna do about it? I'm gay and also stronger than you. And just kind of punches him out of the way and can leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Camille goes out in Zeta, sort of helps. Fa is dueling with the other triangle. Yeah. The Dorito is dueling the. Are there any other ships that are triangle shaped, or is it only Doritos?
The Masala is pyramid shaped.
Yeah.
Okay, so a Toblerone. Yeah. Okay, so the Dorito is dueling the Toblerone, and then Zeta Gundam comes in and helps out Fa.
Yeah. I will say, Fa's having a really bad time of it, is really, getting, fucking knocked around a lot, crashing into stuff. But also, again, I want to point out, Yazan is supposed to be, a top-tier, fighter pilot. It is a miracle that she is not dead yet. She is holding her own against, somebody, far outside of her weight class. And I feel the show doesn't give her enough credit for that.
Yeah, is it in this episode where the thing happens where she feels all the hostility coming towards her cool lasers? Oh, was that the bit where my internet dropped out?
Oh, that was back in the original Attack.
That was earlier,
where you see they have this kind of thing where the Siroko's ship is shooting lasers out and kind of an anti-fighter, anti-missile thing, and you see those kind of concede in on Fa, but then like turn into like an anxiety new type pattern that is a really cool shot.
Yeah, and like it's the like out of mobile suit experience that she's having. But I liked that moment because like it's shit, but she like pulls through and like does it anyway and has this like crossing a line into I am going to participate in the hostility now.
Yeah, because like she's explicitly like overwhelmed by it, but then gets herself together and says, "No, I'm gonna be in control of this." And like, God, I love Fa. This is a Fa respecting podcast.
This is a Fa respecting podcast.
This is. But eventually Jamaican ends up having to retreat.
Yeah, because you like take over the power plant, and that's when Jamaican is like, "All right, yeah, we're out of here." Fucking Jared and they finally show up back from their shopping / imprisonment trip, and is like, "All right, I'm ready to fight." And Jamaican's like, "Yeah, whatever, we're not fighting, we're leaving."
Yeah,
Jared, you won't give him a suit.
Like you're. I'm not going to leave you here. Your pilot's on the Alexandria now, but like I would rather keep all of my ships than lose anything defending this city, which is Siroko's trick. That's probably what he had planned all along. You know, fucking.
Yeah.
Not only does he get glory for taking Von Braun, he doesn't get like fucking poo-pooed for losing it.
Yeah. Right. And then Jared's like, "Someday I'll make Jamaican kneel before me." Yeah, I'm Jared.
I mean, that's Jared's goal. He
Yeah.
He like finally has that taste of power.
Yeah, now that Sriracha's gone, he's like getting his Dom senses back. Not that he ever had any, but he's pretending he does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Weird how someone with such psychic space magic vampire powers can just turn a Dom into a sub, but, you know, whatever. We'll get more into that.
Yeah. New types, baby!
Yeah.
What about Rick Dom and Rick Sub?
And then we kind of cut back to the UN, back to the Federation. They announced that, like, the vote has passed unanimously that Mr. Hyman of the Titans now fucking controls everything.
This is how democracy dies.
Yeah,
with thunderous applause.
Hyman's now like prime minister or some shit, but basically like, you know, the whatever bill passed, the Titans now have control over the Federation government.
King of Earth.
Yeah, Earth King.
Not great.
Ew,
icky.
No kings.
And no kings. The last scene we get
only
is
King of
Fa,
Games.
only King of Games. Only Yu-Gi-Oh. Fa is like sobbing right now. Because, like I think Katz walks up to the bridge, he's fine, and then, like, I guess upon seeing that, she just, like, completely breaks down because she's the one who caused all this trouble.
Yeah, Katz does have a head bandage, kind of like Jared did earlier in the episode.
Kind of like Jared.
And
I don't think we mentioned it a whole lot, but, like, the way Jared's bandages makes his hair look twice as tall as it normally is.
Yeah, it gives it a bit of support, bit of lift, like a nice bra.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Fa is just really breaking down, and like Bright comes in and is just like Bright is really nice to Katz, because Katz comes in and is like, "Oh, I expected to be corrected."
Yeah, for like,
and Bright is like, "Nah, kid, you're alive. That's it. That's good." Camille says the line of, thinks the line of, "It's all right actually because we just survived."
Everyone's getting a little better.
Yeah, and then after he's like, "We survived. Oh, hey, I wonder how Blex is doing."
Yeah, he does wonder that.
But the last thing I wanted to note about this episode, before we finish up, is that at the Federation place, like, Quattro is here watching, kind of just looking on at Hyman in disgust as he, like, takes the podium. And Quattro thinks to himself, that this is all gonna go to shit because the decisions of those who sold their souls for immediate returns are known to be easily changed. I just thought that was a neat line.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to say.
Who knows? Who knows what'll happen in the next 3 episodes while Quattro is at Congress?
Okay, so here's the thing. And that's the end of the episode. We don't really, I don't think we have a bit, at least I don't have time for a bit because I gotta go in like 10 minutes or so. The ending bit of this episode will be I will read the names for you, the audience, of the next 3 episodes we're going to talk about on Wow Cool Robot. Episode 25, Colony Drop. Episode 26, The Ghost of Xeon. Episode 27, Rendezvous with Char. What? Hello?
Wow. Yeah, I think I think it's a big.
We're going to release a 4-hour episode next week.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've been Sarah McClintock. I use she, they pronouns. Hi, welcome to the episode.
Hi, my name is Colin. I use they, them pronouns. I'm very excited to block off like 12 hours on Sunday next week to talk about the next 3 episodes.
Hi, I'm Max. I use he, him pronouns. I can't wait to finally see Char halfway through Zeta Gundam.
Yeah, it'll finally arrive.
Oh my god. It's like Gundam was over by now. 0079 had finished by now. And it's like,
It's Zeta, baby.
Bon Jovi voice. Whoa, we're halfway there.
Living on a Zeta.
Living on the Moom.
Yeah. And then, and we're literally, we're right before the halfway point because there's 50 episodes in Zeta, so.
Yeah.
God,
whoa.
What a good show. What a good show.
What a good show.
What are other shows we do?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I've started a new podcast to cope.
Yeah. Do you say to
Some
cope?
people.
Some people podcast to cope. So, long story short, a couple of weeks ago, a really like interesting free anime like streaming service called Retro Crush that has a bunch of like old stuff and kind of like weird OAVs and stuff. Got Metabots, and you know, Metabots is cool. It's like Pokemon, but with beetle robots and like little cat robots and like that kind of stuff. So me and my friend Mitch were like, we should start a Metabots podcast, and we have, and you can find it. And I cannot believe this. We're the only Metabots podcast in existence. You can find us on iTunes, Apple Play, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, at MetaWatch, MEDAWATCH. And you can find us on Twitter, both at MetaWatch and MetaRotch. Which is what they call that item in Japanese.
That's good. I like that a lot. Oh, that's so good, Colin. I love that.
MetaWatch will mostly have like the show updates and stuff. MetaRotch is mostly gonna be Mitch gififying the show. Just like getting good gifs out of the anime. It's a really good time. The first episode is up right now. We just like covered the first episode. Subsequent episodes should be up pretty soon of us coming 2 episodes at a time. Please get into Metabots. It is a very like very like honestly like funny like Pokemon style robot show. Or having a good time.
Wanna have a good time.
Yeah. I have a Naruto podcast called Never Believe It. I also do a podcast with Max called Pod of Greed. You may have heard of it.
You probably have. It's the only, much like MetaWatch is the only Metabots podcast, Pod of Greed is the only Yu-Gi-Oh podcast.
I can't believe that, but I believe it.
Yeah, we have access to all the Twitter URLs we could ever want.
I'm getting mad.
Clam yourself.
Yeah, I'm clamming down. Aside from Pod of Greed, which I do with Sarah, I also do another show called Slappers Only, which is a video game music showdown podcast. All the links for those shows will be in the description. All the links for our stuff will be in the descriptions as well. This show, it's always weird, right? When you say like, you can find this show on twitter.com/wildcoolpodcast. And it's like, they probably already know that because they listened to the show in the first place. But like, whatever. That's just how it is in the year 2020.
What if you find it on Spotify? Who knows?
Who knows? The show is on Spotify. I think Colin.
My robot of the week is the pitching machine.
Pitching machine.
Okay, so in the previous season of Blaseball,
yes,
so there's a mechanic now called idolization, where you pick an idol who's a player. You can buy things. So if it's a pitcher, you can get you can get additional money every time they strike somebody out, or every time that they make a pitch or whatever. Or if they're a batter, you can make certain amount of points every time they hit a run or every time they hit a home run. And a thing with that is we have like if at the end of every season, there's a red line that's drawn in the top 20 idols. And if it's one of the 3 players that have Peanut in their name, they don't get shelled. But anybody else who ends up above that line in the top idol list gets put in a Peanut shell and can no longer do their function on the team. So, for example, the Crabs, our best hitter, Nagomi McDaniels, is currently shelled, can't bat, can't do anything, really fucking sucks. But the Unlimited Tacos, the LA Tacos, put together a plan to make the Snacrifice, to have all 5 of their pitchers in that top bracket for idolization when the shelling happened, so that they could save all of the other teams from having their players limited. And they succeeded. Every single pitcher on the Tacos got shelled. And because of that, if they didn't have an existing pitcher to pitch, the game would have broken down. So the commissioner gave them a new pitcher, a 6th pitcher, that was the pitching machine. And the pitching machine...
They just got a pitching machine.
The pitching machine runs on blood. It ended up with a 5-star pitching rating by the end of that season that it played in, and is now shelled because people loved the pitching machine so much. So yes, I love the...
I idolized the pitching machine. I am guilty of shelling the pitching. I just loved it so much. I also forgot to unidolize it because I was working at the end of the...
I was
sorry.
I was also working at the end of the season before the postseason, so like I couldn't commit to like Wyatt Theory or anything like that. So yeah, I feel you. But pitching machine, great robot.
And I thought Zeta was confusing.
Free your soul from sports gravity. It is time to move away. It is time to go to sports.
It is time for me to make food. Well, thank you all for tuning in to this episode that's almost as long as our very first longest episode, and certainly next week will be even longer. Just based solely on the name of the dang thing. So anyway, what do we say? In the words of Pitching Machine, war is bad.
Wow. Cool robot.
Yeet! My voice cracked when I said that. 27, I get voice cracks.